I want to talk a little bit about things like tarot cards, tarot in general, divination, let's call it that, in general. There are so many words and so many definitions, and that it can be really confusing. So I want to create a little bit of clarity for people so that they can make the decision that they want to make. It seems like this, what they're calling New Age, which isn't new, none of this shit's new, but it seems like it's gaining in popularity again, and I mean, let's be honest, it's fucking dangerous. It's dangerous to fuck around with that shit. And that's coming from a tarot reader. I read tarot. So, let's get a few things straight. And I hope I don't go off the deep end on this one. Or I hope that I can be clear and this message actually helps somebody. So there's different types of tarot card readers, and this is something I wasn't really aware of until I started getting to know all the different ways that people read tarot. And they literally are different ways. There's a lot separating these people and their styles. These beings, let's call them beings. Let's start there by calling them beings, because we're all beings. We just call ourselves humans, or we call ourselves people. So you've got different types of tarot readers. You've got the tarot reader who says, I am a psychic and I do psychic tarot readings. This is a very, let's call it, metaphysical approach to tarot. Then you have this, it's metaphysical, man, but there is a vein of divinity in some of these psychics. I don't really fuck with psychics, like that shit's weird to me. But yeah, so anyways, let's get off that shit. But so you've got psychic tarot readings, and you've got intuitive tarot readings, right? Intuitive tarot readers, and then you've got channeled messages, and these are all, and then you've got the simple esoteric reader, who all he or she has done his or her whole life is study the esoteric symbolism of the tarot and divulge to you the story. It's not a story, that's not the way. Divulge to you the inner meaning of all these, these cards, these pictures. They're just divulging the inner meaning of these pictures as it's been laid out through esoteric teachings over the course of who the fuck knows how long, a long goddamn time. And these are the Kabbalists, I mean, I'm not trying to call it a particular group or belief group, but there's a bunch of people that fall into this esoteric type of reading. It's very, very. I mean, it's like an incredible skill that they've developed over time to interpret so many images and symbols that, geez, oh man, like, I just don't have the fucking brain for it, like, I don't have the memory for all those types of things. And that's gonna go a little into like what this whole channel's about as well. That like I'm just a normal person, I'm not a psychic. I don't have the ability to channel spirits. I don't have that fucking ability. I'm just a regular guy, like I fucking drink and I smoke and just try to be a good person. There's nothing supernatural about me except for the fact that I'm natural. So let's get into some precautions about these things, these tarot readers. Not the readers themselves. Let's call it their methods. If you're channeling tarot, or excuse me, if you're a tarot reader, because this is purely for people who are consuming tarot, all right? And it's dangerous. It's dangerous to do. Like, number one, if you're listening to a psychic tarot reader, then okay, you're taking the advice of someone who's a psychic, have psychic ability, and that says something about you as well. If you're consuming tarot messages from a channeled reader, a channeling reader, a reader who's channeling spirit in some way, then that also says a lot about you, because you need to be the one who discerns, number one, whether that reader is channeling the same spirit that you quote unquote identify with. I don't know, not to get weird woke talking, but like, if you believe that this person's channeling the Holy Spirit, let's call it that. Let's start there, with something that's really, really, really basic, then okay. I hope you identify the quote unquote Holy Spirit as the thing that you want to listen to, that's channeling through this reader, okay? What this reader is telling you is that they can access a point, let's call it a point of light or something, and open a channel that these messages come through. I don't know how they do it. Like I said, I'm not fucking... The only thing super about me is that I'm natural. You know what I mean? That's it. So anyways, and then, so that's dangerous too, because we're human beings, we're flawed, and it's not all, when you're talking about accessing the spirit world and opening your heart, mind, and soul to the spirit world and getting messages, man, you better be goddamn sure that that's the right spirit, because there's a lot of spirit out there, and not all of it's good, not all of it wants the best for you. It's like just be careful. Be careful about the reader, because the reader's got to know who the fuck they're talking to. You know what I mean? And or who's talking to them. And they have to be really, I mean, they got to be 100% confident that, you know, this spirit is akin to the Father, you know? That's not easy to do. That takes a lot of discernment on the reader's part to access that level of not life. Yeah, anyways. So just be careful with that. And on the consumer side of it, you know, if you're getting tarot readings from a channeled message, now it's your job to discern the reader and the message. And you have to open yourself to that same spirit. That's creating a lot of fucking vulnerability for the regular human being, you know? For the regular human, especially nowadays, I mean, we're not spiritually developed beings anymore. We're very, very, I mean, I think like 90% of the population is like atheist now or something like that. You know, not atheist, but like whatever. Anyways, I might just edit that. No, I'm not editing this fucking thing. But that's a whole nother conversation. But we're not spirit beings. We are beings of spirit, but we're material beings now, like in the most dreadful way. So if you're opening yourself to these things, like, be really careful. Be careful about, you know, I mean, be careful about the psychic tarot readings, because you're telling me if you listen to a psychic tarot reading, you're believing something that someone who says they have supernatural powers is telling you. And like I said, that says a lot about you. If you're accessing these channeled messages, be careful. Use heavy discernment. Heavy discernment. And if you're accessing these esoteric readings, hey, we can't even interpret the English language. We can't even communicate our thoughts and understandings of things to each other face to face. Like, even the people that we love the most, we have the hardest time trying to explain things to people, and, you know, to come to this like consensus understanding of things. So, you know, the odds that they're getting it right and you believe they're gonna tell you what the future holds for you, that's like rolling the dice, in my opinion. So you got that. And then you got the intuitive reader. Hey man, trust your gut, because he's trusting his and she's trusting hers. Yeah. So it's easy for people to say, you know, kind of gloss over some things, you know, like, oh, my favorite tarot reader is channel, you know, like they say, no, she says every time, listen, Spirit's got a message for you. And I'm sure she's talking about the same spirit as me. You don't fucking know. You don't know who that lady's praying to or sacrificing herself to. So, yeah, or worshiping. So let's, you know, just be careful with all these things. I think I covered pretty much everything that I wanted to cover in this video. But like, yeah, tarot is very common now. You know, it's a very common thing now. And I don't know that people really understand what they're doing in it, you know? If anyone ever tells you that they can that they're a fortune teller, they can tell you what's going to happen in your future, they're fucking lying to you. I mean, anyone who tells you they're a fortune teller, I mean, they're a charlatan, plain and simple. And I mean, it's hard for me to fucking say about people. But if they tell you that they can tell you the future, they can tell you your future. Let's be really clear. If they tell you that they can tell you your future, then yeah, they're just straight out fucking lying to you, blowing smoke up your ass. Tarot, something like tarot, is a tool, just like anything else. It's a tool that you use to fix a problem. It's that fucking simple. That's all it is. It's a tool that you use to fix a problem. And any type of divining should be that, or it's not divine. If it's not helping you heal, if it can't help you heal, yeah, if it's not bringing you to that point of unifying your heart and mind, like it's not healing, it's not a healing thing for you. If it's something that you hope to, get advantage from or whatever, whew, that's, I mean, geez, oh man, that's like, yeah, I don't know. It defies logic. I'll just put it to you like that. It defies logic. No one can tell you. No one can tell you they know the future. Like, not in that sense, right? Anyways, so let's just be clear about that. So be careful out there. And if you're watching tarot, if you're consuming tarot, then man, you better be building out a really, really deep spiritual faith, because you're exposing yourself to a lot of demons. Let's put it to you like that. A lot of demons manifested as human beings who are making the readings, and you're opening yourself to a lot of demons. That's the most common. I mean, we'll say energies. There's a lot of ways to talk about this shit, like I said in the beginning, there's so much vernacular around basically anything new agey or whatever. There's so much vernacular around it, and that, it can get really confusing for people, so just be fucking careful about what you're doing. All right. Enjoy the internet.